In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up service planning and rosters in church management. There's 3 things that you'll need to set up to have a great service planning experience. The 3 things we'll need for successful service planning are plans, repeating events, which are called event tracks, and roster types. Let's get started. First, we're going to create a plan for a Wednesday night service. So we're going to select the Volunteers tab and choose Plans. We'll click the New Plan button in the top right corner, and now we can add a number of things to this plan. The first thing I'm going to do is set a title, so I'm going to call this Wednesday Night Plan because we're using it for a Wednesday night service. I can start adding items with this plus icon, which you can also give titles and details if you'd like. You can add songs as long as you have PDFs already uploaded into your church management system, or if you're using the CCLI integration by clicking on this music note icon. This will load the options to add songs, and you can just select it and then choose Done. I can create section headers here, and I can also choose the event start time. So I can just drag this up to the top and then add in the event start time if I like. If I need more fields, I can do that by adding extra columns. For this example, I'm going to create a band and sound column. Adding columns gives me a lot of options to add specific notes for those extra columns. So for example, maybe I want the band to get ready at this time of service. And I want sound to make sure the guitar solo is loud enough. Lots of cool options for adding specific notes for other columns. Once I'm done creating the plan how I want it, I can click the Save button in the top right, and now this plan will appear in the Plans section. Next up, we're going to look at how to create an event track. To do this, we'll go to the Events tab, and then we'll choose Event Tracks. In the top right corner, we're going to select New Event Track. We're going to choose service time since this is for a Wednesday night service. We're also going to give it a title again, Wednesday night service. I can start by editing our event defaults. I can add subtitles, images if I'd like. I can change my start time, so we're going to set this to 7 p.m. for our Wednesday night service. I can change things like check-in defaults for how early I want the check-in to open or how late I want it to close if I plan on doing check-in for this event. Now we can also attach the plan that we just created for these events. So I can choose this Find button, and then I'm going to select the Wednesday night plan that we just created. I can also add expected groups or teams if I need to, as well as registration forms. But the most important thing is this Auto Create tab. By default, it's set to off, but we'll need to switch this to on. Auto Create is how church management creates the repeating events. I'm going to leave this set to 5 for this example, but management will always make sure that I have 5 events created at any given time. I'm going to set the track start date to today's date, and I won't put an end date on this, so we'll always continue to just keep creating those events and only showing 5 at a time. I can choose an event type, so in this case I'm going to select a service, and I want this to create every week, but I'd rather it be on Wednesday rather than Sunday, since this is for our Wednesday night service. And I already have my event start time set and how long the event is going to last. So once we're done with this, we'll go ahead and click Save. Now we'll go back to the All Events tab, and you should see those 5 events created. So now we have all 5 of our Wednesday night services. Now we're going to pull all of this together by creating and adding roster types. This gives us the ability to manage our volunteers. For this example, I'm going to select multiple events here, and you'll see this right-hand menu pops open, and you'll want to select Open in Multi-Planner. Now we have the 2 events with the plans that we've already created attached to them. One of the cool things is you can actually edit these plans separately. So if you need to do different songs for different weeks or different services, you can just click to edit and it will only alter that one particular week. You see I already have one roster type here, but let's create another one. So we'll select the Add New Roster Type. Now we're going to give this roster type a name. So let's do the Teardown Team. We're going to select Continue. And now we're going to add a position to this roster type. For this example, I'm going to use the Sound Teardown Lead. We'll select Continue. I could create more positions if I wanted, and I can also edit this position that I've already created here. You can change a lot of very specific settings like confirmation behaviors, decline behaviors. You can have it require or prefer capabilities. So for example, you can create an audio teardown capability. You can make this position either require that capability, or if it's set to prefer, the system will automatically recommend that person based off of that capability. If you were doing this for your music team, you could add a capability for guitar or piano or vocals, just to name a few examples. Next, let's set up reminders. You can click on this Reminders tab and choose Add Reminder. So if you want to send reminder notifications to your teams about when they're scheduled to serve, this is how you'd set them up. You have the option of who you want to send the reminder to, either all assignments or the individual particular positions. Right now we only see one, but if you added more positions, you would see all of them there. You can choose different methods between email and or push notification. And then you have other options about how many times, the period as in day, minute, hour, week, or month, when, and at what point. And then you can add a custom message. So for this example, I'm going to add a custom message that says, don't forget that you served tomorrow. This will send out a reminder to the volunteer that has accepted the position. So we'll select done and choose save. And then we're just going to want to make sure that we refresh this page. And now you'll see that the teardown roster type has been added. You can click this add button. This will allow you to select a position and then start assigning volunteers to those positions. And that is how you set up volunteer and service planning in church management.